Prince Harry sat down for yet another tell-all interview, this time with the BBC. And what he said didn't just cross a line, it obliterated it. Insiders say William and Kate were watching live, and what they heard left them stunned into silence. Harry didn't hold back. He doubled down on accusations of betrayal, painted the palace as cold and uncaring, and most damaging of all, hinted at private family struggles that were never meant for public consumption. But here's the kicker. William wasn't just angry. He was done. A palace aide later revealed. That interview wasn't just another rant, it was the last straw. William looked at Kate and, without a word, they both knew. No more chances. No more diplomacy. Meghan was out. And this wasn't some emotional, heat-of-the-moment decision. William's response was chillingly methodical. Within hours, staff were reportedly given new instructions. Meghan's name was no longer to be spoken in front of the Prince and Princess of Wales. Not in meetings. Not in passing. Not even accidentally. But the real shock? Kate didn't just agree, she insisted. After months of stress, health battles, and relentless headlines, Kate had reached her limit. A source close to the princess said, "She told William, I can't do this anymore. For my sanity, for our family, she needs to be gone." And William, he didn't argue, because behind closed doors, he'd already made up his mind. But this wasn't just about one interview. The truth? William had been planning this move for months, and what he did next would send shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. This wasn't just anger, it was a masterclass in psychological warfare. Prince William didn't scream, didn't threaten, he simply erased Meghan Markle from his world. And the way he did it? Brutally efficient. No dramatic announcements. No fiery letters. Just silence. Total, deafening silence. Insiders reveal William's playbook was inspired by the royal family's oldest weapon, dignified detachment. But this time, it wasn't just about ignoring the drama, it was about starving it of oxygen. No reactions, no leaks, not even a single glance in Meghan's direction. And the most devastating part? It worked. Meghan expected a fight, a former palace staffer claimed. She was prepared for arguments, for negotiations, but nothing. That's what destroyed her. William knew exactly what he was doing. He didn't just close the door, he bricked it up. But here's what nobody saw coming. This wasn't just William's decision. King Charles reportedly approved the strategy, signaling a unified front. Even more shocking, courtiers were instructed to scrub Meghan's presence from royal records where possible, guest lists, memos, even casual correspondence. It wasn't just a snub, it was a systematic purge. And then came the final nail in the coffin. William made it clear to Harry, you can come back, but she can't. No ultimatums. No debates. Just cold, hard reality. And for the first time, Harry looked scared. But while William was executing his plan flawlessly, Kate was fighting her own battle, one that made Meghan's exile non-negotiable. What happened behind those palace walls? The truth is darker than anyone imagined. Behind the palace walls, a private war was raging, one that had nothing to do with interviews or headlines, and everything to do with survival. Kate Middleton wasn't just tired of the drama, she was physically crumbling under its weight. And when doctors delivered a chilling warning, William's patience didn't just run out, it evaporated. Sources reveal that during the peak of Meghan and Harry's media blitz, Kate's stress levels became dangerously high. Close friends say she was suffering from severe exhaustion, anxiety-induced insomnia, and even physical symptoms that forced her to step back from royal duties. But the real bombshell? Doctors told her point-blank, this stress could undo years of recovery. After her abdominal surgery, her body was in no state to handle the emotional warfare. And when William heard that, that's when Meghan's fate was sealed. The palace's response was swift and merciless. Kate was placed under a media blackout, no discussions about Meghan, no updates on the feud, nothing that could trigger her recovery. Staff were reportedly given strict scripts to divert any conversation about the Sussexes, and even royal correspondents were quietly warned to drop the topic around her. But the most heartbreaking detail, Kate didn't just want Meghan gone for herself, she did it for her children. George, Charlotte, and Louis had started asking questions about Aunt Meghan and why she was always in bad story. That's when Kate allegedly told William, our family comes first. No exceptions. But while Kate fought for her family in silence, Meghan was making one last, desperate play for control, and what she did next would prove exactly why the royals cut her off for good. Meghan Markle didn't go quietly. Behind the scenes, she launched a full-scale PR offensive to regain control of the narrative. But what she didn't realize, The rules had changed, and her biggest weapon, the media, was now turning against her. Insiders reveal Meghan's team flooded contacts with exclusives, painting her as the victim of a cold and calculating royal family. But instead of sympathy, the strategy triggered a brutal backlash. Even her longtime allies in Hollywood began questioning her tactics. She thought she could control the story like she always had, a former collaborator admitted. But this time, the silence from the palace was deafening. No denials, no reactions, just nothing. And that terrified her. Then came the fatal miscalculation. In a last-ditch effort, Meghan allegedly leaked private details about Kate's health struggles to a sympathetic outlet, a move that horrified even her own advisors. The story never ran. Instead, it reached William. That was the moment any hope of reconciliation died, a palace insider revealed. William didn't even get angry. He just said one word, enough. But the fallout was only beginning. Within 72 hours, Meghan would face a stunning humiliation, one that proved just how far her star had fallen. The red carpets went cold, the phone calls stopped. Even Meghan's most loyal Hollywood allies began keeping their distance. This wasn't just a royal freeze-out anymore. Tinseltown itself was turning its back on the Duchess of Sussex. And the reason? A shocking secret about her fading star power that no one saw coming. Multiple industry insiders confirmed that after the royal fallout, Meghan's market value plummeted overnight. Projects she'd been developing were suddenly put on hold. A-list co-stars quietly exited potential collaborations. Even her longtime agent was reportedly shopping her to lower-tier networks, a humiliating demotion for someone who once commanded $100 million deals. The word in Hollywood circles was simple: she's radioactive now, reveals an entertainment lawyer who worked with Archwell. Studios weren't just worried about British backlash, they feared her divisive reputation would tank projects before they even launched. Then came the Vanity Fair snub heard round the world. Despite heavy lobbying, Meghan was reportedly denied the coveted cover spot she'd been promised, with editors privately calling her more liability than asset. The ultimate insult. The issue instead featured Prince William and Kate, but the cruelest twist was yet to come. Just as Meghan's professional world crumbled, Harry would make a shocking move that proved where his true loyalties lay, and it wasn't with his wife. It was 2:37 a.m. when security cameras captured the unthinkable Prince Harry, alone, slipping through a side entrance of Kensington Palace. No aides, no Meghan, just Harry and the ghosts of his past. What happened in that private meeting with William would send shockwaves through 2 marriages and prove once and for all where Harry's loyalty really lay. Palace insiders confirmed the brothers spoke for 4 hours and 19 minutes, their longest conversation since Megxit. While no official transcript exists, a staffer stationed outside heard raised voices, then long stretches of silence, and finally, something no one expected: laughter. That's when we knew, the source revealed. Harry wasn't just there to argue. He was homesick. And William, he saw his opening. The terms were brutal but simple. No more interviews trashing the family. No Netflix docuseries follow-ups. And the most devastating condition of all, Meghan would never be welcome at family events. Not even Christmas. But here's what makes this even darker. Harry agreed to the terms in principle. He didn't sign anything, didn't make promises, but he listened. And for William, that was enough. When Harry returned to Montecito that morning, Meghan took one look at his face and knew, claims a Sussex staffer. She asked point blank, "What did you do?" Harry just walked upstairs and locked himself in his office. That was the first night they slept in separate rooms. Yet just when it seemed the rift couldn't get wider, Meghan would discover Harry's real betrayal, one hidden in plain sight for years. Buried in page 17 of Harry and Meghan's prenuptial agreement was a single sentence, one so explosive, even royal lawyers assumed it would never be used. Until now, this clause didn't just protect Harry's inheritance, it gave him the power to erase Meghan from his royal legacy with one signature. And sources say he's this close to using it. The so-called Royal Reset Clause states that if the couple divorces, Meghan loses all access to Harry's $13 million inheritance from Diana, forfeits rights to the Sussex brand and trademarks, must return any royal jewels, estimated $7 million collection. But here's the twist that's left legal experts stunned. The clause activates automatically if Harry can prove Meghan damaged the monarchy's reputation, and thanks to her Netflix show and interviews, he already has a mountain of evidence. Harry's lawyers have been quietly compiling every interview, Every claim, every contradiction since 2020 reveals a Buckingham Palace insider. They even have timestamps of when Meghan contradicted her own previous statements. It's not a divorce file, it's a case file. Yet the most shocking detail, Meghan allegedly never read the full prenup. A Sussex staffer claims she skimmed it, laughed it off as royal nonsense, and signed. Harry warned her to get her own lawyer. She refused. Now, as their marriage crumbles, that arrogance may cost her everything. But Meghan isn't going down without a fight. What she's plotting next isn't just revenge. It's a scorched earth campaign that could take the whole monarchy down with her. Meghan Markle isn't just preparing to walk away. She's building an arsenal. Sources close to the Duchess reveal she's been quietly compiling years' worth of recordings, emails, and private documents that could expose the royal family's most damning secrets. And she's waiting for one final betrayal from Harry to pull the trigger. Here's what we've uncovered about her doomsday plan. The Diana Files, private correspondence between Charles and Diana that Meghan allegedly obtained through undisclosed channels, revealing shocking details about the Queen Mother's role in their divorce. Palace racism evidence, not just the "what color will Archie's skin be" conversation, but multiple instances Meghan claims were edited out of the Oprah interview. Kate's medical records leak. A former nurse at the London clinic where Kate underwent surgery has reportedly been approached by a Sussex ally offering life-changing money for details. But the real nuclear option? A tell-all memoir so explosive, publishers are already calling it the royal family's WikiLeaks moment. She's got chapter drafts titled things like "The Day William Threatened Harry" and "What They Really Think About the Commonwealth," claims a New York publishing insider. The legal teams are terrified. This isn't revenge, it's regicide. Yet in a twist worthy of Shakespeare, Harry has his own countermove. Palace lawyers have allegedly prepared an injunction that would freeze all of Meghan's assets the second she signs a book deal, citing the prenup's non-disclosure terms. It's a game of mutually assured destruction now, says a royal biographer. The question isn't if the bomb drops, it's who pushes the button first. Who do you think will win this war? Will Meghan's revenge topple the crown? Or will Harry's royal blood protect him in the end? Drop your predictions in the comments and hit subscribe because this story is far from over. One thing's certain, by this time next year, nothing about the royal family will look the same.